Come on in. Welcome to Lime Valley.
Hi, I'm Brian Mucci. I'm the president of Lime Valley Advertising. We are a small advertising agency located in Mankato, and we have 10 full-time employees, and you'll meet some of them today. The agency is 32 years old, and we do advertisements and brochures and catalogs and websites and photography and videography. Everybody does just a little bit different duties here at Lime Valley. And so typically at an advertising agency, we have graphic designers, and we have web developers, web coders. We have photographers, copywriters, and videographers. Now, these careers are typically full-time positions. You can have either a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree to get into this field. It's kind of unique that way, that you don't need to have a 4-year degree for sure. A lot of students go for a 2-year degree and find that they are well prepared with a 2-year degree to enter the field. And we have several here at Lime Valley with a 2-year degree, and we have several with 4-year degrees. Typically, it does require some education after high school, though, to get into the field. Now, once you're in the field, you'll enjoy a professional environment. We work in a big old house here at Lime Valley because we're a smaller company, and so our environment is kind of unique. But the days can get long sometime, and I think one of our staff members will talk to you a little bit about that too. Our earnings in this field are usually a little bit more than what you would earn working maybe in a retail environment or a social service type of position, or maybe as a laborer. But the positions in the advertising industry, graphic designers and web developers, typically make a little bit less than, say, an engineer or an architect or a registered nurse. I hope you enjoy your tour today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Barb Betts. I'm a graphic designer here at Lime Valley Advertising. I got my degree from Mankato State University, Bachelor in Arts, specializing in graphic design. On a daily basis here, I get to work on all kinds of projects, and I have a few to kind of show you. I get to work on magazine layouts and annual reports. We've got some award pamphlets, book designs, ads that went in local newspapers. We've even got case books with all kinds of fun photos to work with. And then we get to do fun things like die cuts, brochures that, when you see the final piece, it's just so fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to work with all kinds of different clients and projects and photos and layouts and different formats. That's what I like to do on a daily basis. It's a lot of fun. Let's go see what everybody's doing upstairs. Oh, and here's another project I got to work on. This is a die cut that is shown in some grocery stores, so that was kind of fun.
Hi there. I'm a graphic designer, videographer, and photographer here at Lime Valley. I've worked at Lime Valley for just under 1.5 years. I graduated college from South Dakota State University in 2019. I got a BFA and a BA. My BFA was in graphic design, and my Bachelor's of Arts was in advertising. Here at the company, like I said, I am a graphic designer. So that means that I could be working on anything from magazine layouts to social media posts. Sometimes those social media posts are videos, which kind of plays hand into hand in me being a videographer as well. I shoot multiple types of videos for various clients. The videos are sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. The clients can use them on their YouTube pages, on their websites, on their social medias. And I also take photos here at Lime Valley as the photographer. And that could be things such as out in the field, taking photos of machinery. I've taken photos of machinery cutting down groves of trees. Or it could just be downstairs in our studio. And in the studio, we usually take product photos. And what those product photos are used for is for social media pages or for their websites, and basically just allows people on the internet to see the client's product. Part of my job here at Lime Valley is to make logos for new clients or clients who want a brand refresh, or maybe they just want an extension onto their brand. So here's some of the logos that I've made within the last year. You might have seen some of these around, as some of them are local to the Mankato area. One of these is the River's Edge Express Clinic. I did this logo for them. It was really fun, kind of working with their already existing brand of River's Edge and trying to add on to that for the Express Clinic. Both of these logos are for the Lupus Foundation. They both raise money to help fight lupus. These other logos are also really fun ones that I did. As you can see, sometimes event logos or specialty logos can get really big. So it's my job to make them look as good as they can be, even if they are larger in size. And then these top two logos are the two logos that I've last done. This one is probably one of my favorite logos I've made. Making a badge logo work is very tricky, but it's also very rewarding. And this last logo, Red Feather Supply Company, I will show you here on the computer just a second. I've taken a ton of product photos for them, so it was really important to get them a very nice logo for their website so that everything is cohesive and people just enjoy their website experience in general. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier, we are on the redfeathersupply.com website. Something that's really unique about this site is that all of these products that you see, we shot here in the studio downstairs. So I think it's really cool that I was able to help with the logo on this, kind of throw in some ideas for the website design, and be able to fill the website's product list with photos that I shot. So kind of had a hand in every part of making this website, which I think was really fun. As you can see, there's a lot of photos and there's only more to come.
Hi, my name's Corey Wendt. I've been with Lime Valley now for a little over 10 years. I'm born and raised in Mankato, Minnesota. I went to Mankato West High School, and then I went to South Central College in North Mankato. Got a 2-year degree in information systems, and then I was lucky enough to start working here right after college. I'm the lead web developer at Lime Valley, so the things that I do on a day-to-day are anything from building websites to estimating, working with clients. Clients call quite often and I have to help them with different things. We do e-newsletters, a little bit of social media, and yeah, just anything website related really. So a project we did recently at Lime Valley was the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities. They came to us actually wanting a complete rebranding and a new website. So we have here the logo standards guide that we did here at Lime Valley. So we came up with the logo, a couple different variations and colors. And once we had this ready to go, we then transitioned into redoing the website. Now they already had a website, so we had some content to go off of, which is always really helpful. It's not always the case, of course, but in this instance, they already had a website. So once we have our branding figured out, we do some research into what their competitors, well, a coalition doesn't really have competitors, but what similar websites are doing, similar types of organizations. And once we have that information all together, what we do is we evaluate the content and then create what's called a site structure, which is this document here. Now you can see some scribbles on it. This is one of those living types of documents. We put it together, present it to the client, and even after approval, a lot of times things will change around as we determine, okay, maybe we don't want this content here, or we don't have all the content that we need. But the nice thing about having the site structure at the beginning of the project is it really lays out the fundamental structure of the website going forward. So we always want to make sure we do this before the designer starts designing anything. And once we have this approved and ready to go to the best of our ability, then we'll start designing it. So then a graphic designer will put together, in our case, we use Photoshop. So they put together a Photoshop file. So this is actually probably the third version of this. We took the content from the homepage, the different menu system, put in a site structure. This is going to be WordPress. So we kept in mind what type of WordPress theme that we're going to be using. And then we laid out the homepage here. Now you can see there's some scribbles on here too. It's another thing where we're going to keep updating things as we go, even after things have been approved. Sometimes once you see them on screen, you decide, okay, maybe I want this a different color. I want different content here. But this, as the developer, this is what I get from the designer, a Photoshop file. And so once I have this, I'm going to transition into actually building the website using code, using WordPress. Once we have the design done and provided to the web developer in a Photoshop file, what I actually get is a Photoshop file, and that's about it for the development. So what I'll do is I'll convert that file into different graphical components, different images, and then actually start coding it. Now, like I said before, this is using WordPress, which means that the client can edit it without having to know any code. So that's another thing we have to keep in mind when we're building a website, is we don't want to build it in a way that the client can't update it. Even if it looks really cool, it's not a lot of benefit to them if they can't maintain it. So here's the end result of the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities. We can see the menus all working, and this is live now too, so feel free to go check it out at any time. And then we have our homepage. So you might notice that this is quite a bit different from the design mock-up that we had just a little bit ago. We have some finished graphic icons here that is a designer put together. We have some upcoming news and news feed. So when it comes to developing websites, there's a lot of components that go into it. Not only do we have the different content, the design, the collaboration with all those different people on the project, we also have things to keep in mind like browser compatibility, mobile responsiveness, what our secondary pages are going to look like, how they're going to be interactive. So websites, you know, we're used to using them every day, and they seem so simple to us because we're so used to them now, but there really is a lot of thought that goes into them.
Hi, my name is Sam Linsky. I'm a graphic designer here at Lime Valley Advertising, and I went to school for 3D animation, graphic design, as well as web design. My responsibilities here at Lime Valley Advertising are to organize all the projects coming in and stay on the deadlines so we can make sure stuff gets out, and to design, which is my favorite part out of all of that. And they're paying me to do that, so it's crazy. The hours I work are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We get an hour break, and our hours are very flexible. So if we need to leave to grab something and come back, we can always make up the hours later, or if we have appointments. So that's one of my favorite parts about this place is the flexibility. As long as you get your work done, you get your free time as well. Some of the stuff we have to travel for meetings, and right now with COVID going on, we have to do Zoom meetings, but both ways, if we travel there, we get compensated. And if we do Zoom meetings, we can share the screen with the client so we can show exactly what we're doing. And it's a way we can interact with the client that's basically being in the room with them, so we can get complete control over the projects we're working on. I think the hardest part for my job would probably be when there's deadlines that come in and we need them done now, or if a client needs something to the printer right away, we have to hit those deadlines and we can't miss them. And it gets kind of stressful, but as soon as you finish the project and complete it and the client's happy and successful, it's one of the greatest feelings ever.